quite a revival in the music of a band. There are two really general views about it. One is that this band plumbed the depths of naffness. Another, apparently, is that they were like Mozart. Pause for a gasp of horror. But our arts correspondent, Rosie Millard, is going to explain. Rosie.
Yes, hello. Well, this year the ABBA revival has reached unprecedented heights. The ABBA Greatest Hits album, originally released 7 years ago, has come back into the charts. And as you were saying, serious devotees can hear that funky Swedish beat on stage in Mamma Mia. And music makers across the world are queuing up to express how brilliant the band really is. In fact, producer Pete Waterman even goes as far as to say that the band's work is like classical music.
It's very classical. It's very mid-European, Brahms, Mendelssohn, Beethoven. More classical probably than any other pop music has been. You can hear all the sort of classical changes. Mozart pops up all the time. You know, all the chord changes are very, very, very classical. When you actually look at it musically, and you look at the way the songs are structured, very, very Mozart.
Although the band member and songwriter Björn Ulvaeus, that's the one with the beard, was rather more modest about his achievements.
I knew that we were drawing on a European tradition, yes, more than perhaps composers in this country. Other than that, there was no formula. We just tried out everything that we had consumed as, you know, perceptive youngsters growing up and listening to everything.
Well, I'm at the home of Dr. Alan Moore, musicologist and self-confessed ABBA fan from Thames Valley University, who's going to reveal the classical framework behind ABBA, aren't you? With, now what are you going to go to first of all?
Well, if we take something like Money, 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 that's the one that begins. Now, first of all, that's in a full minor key. It's not the sort of bluesy minor that so many British bands were using, certainly at that time. That sequence. Now, if we go to Mozart, we can hear that same thing. If we go to Beethoven, we can hear that wonderful. Now, what Beethoven does later in this piece is and he then moves. So we have this sort of sequence. What happens towards the end of Money, Money, Money? Exactly the same sort of sequence. So there's a similarity between the way that both ABBA and Mozart and Beethoven are thinking about the way their harmonies work.
Do you think that they knew they were doing it? I mean, is this sort of musical structure kind of innate in people who are musically talented?
I don't know that it's innate. I think if you have a musical gift and you listen enough, then it almost comes out automatically. I wouldn't have said it was innate, but it's learnt, and it's learnt very, very securely, even without study. I mean, you don't need to study this. All you need to do is to hear and play.
Do you feel that ABBA has been misrepresented through the years by being deemed as completely naff?
Well, there are two things you can separate out. You can separate out the way that the music sounds, and you can separate out that from the way it looks. And the naffness comes through from the fashion, I think. It doesn't come through from the music itself.
And I suppose ABBA were composing 3-minute singles, whereas Beethoven and Mozart kind of went on to compose things much longer.
Oh, absolutely. They're doing different things with the same sort of material, and to a different end. I mean, you couldn't have written a 15-minute piece for a disco and had it work.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alan Moore. And here we have ABBA doing it for real.